Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today in this video we'll be seeing the second type of modulation technique in wireless technology, that is we have the subcarrier intensity modulation technique. So in my previous video I taught you regarding the digital baseband modulation technique. So this is the another type of the intensity modulation technique. So there are no as such process or method in this, but it's just one single process. So let's get started. With the help of an equation we try to modulate the intensity of that particular carrier. So let's begin with this. So it basically works on the principle of the multiple carrier modulation, which is used in radio communication, and it combines multiple radio frequency carriers which are called in this as subcarriers, and it makes a combined signal which is called as m of t. So it's a function of time, and it modulates the intensity of the optical source. Then the data, before it's been modulated, it is pre-processed by using the phase shift keying PSK, and you have the quadrature amplitude modulation. So with these two techniques, the data is pre-processed before the data is been modulated by putting into this function, that is m of t. So the signal or the combined signal, the radio frequency combined signal is somewhat given in an equation like this. So it's a mathematical equation which states something like sigma of j runs from 1 to n, a of j into gt, and cosine of wcj, which is a function of t, plus theta j. Now in this you have the n, that is the capital N, the number of subcarriers, how much number of subcarriers are there in that particular signal. Then you have capital A of j, that is the peak amplitude of each of the subcarrier, means every subcarrier will have its own frequency, and with own frequency they have each of amplitude, and the peak amplitude of each of the subcarriers are considered in this equation. Next we have the rectangular pulse shaped function, that is represented by g of t, which is again a function of t. Then we have the cosine of wcj, which is function of t, and so it runs from j 1 to n, and it's the angular frequency of this signal. And then finally we have theta j. So that theta j, later we'll discuss what that theta j stands for actually. So this is how the transmission takes place with the help of this signal. Then we have the receiver, which extracts the given data using a standard RF demodulator. So in that demodulation we have two types of signals coming, like we have if a single subcarrier intensity modulation is there, and then if you apply the quaternary phase shift keying QPSK, and then the if there is an electrical filter kept there, then a condition is there which should have the same bandwidth as that of the original OOK signal. And if it's a single SIM, that is a single subcarrier intensity modulation technique, but it's being applied with the binary phase shift keying BPSK, then the bandwidth of that electrical signal should be bandwidth of the electrical filter, it should be 2 times that of the OOK signal. So that was the case with single SIM. Now we have the multiple SIMs, that is the multiple subcarrier intensity modulation. So in this there is no such criteria or the condition, but every time the bandwidth of that signal increases by a factor of n, that is number of subcarriers. So every time as you go on changing, it increases with the number of subcarriers. Next we have the subcarriers in this intensity modulation technique, or the signals of this combined RF signal. They are sinusoidal, means they have both positive as well as negative values. So it's like if you consider it on a number line, you get the positive cycle, then you have negative cycle, then positive cycle and negative cycle, and so it repeats. Then there is one condition. So the condition is that the amplitude of this entire MT, that is the combined RF signal, it should be greater than the threshold current, means the combined amplitude of each of the signal. We however considers the amplitude of the data in this case like the AJ. So AJ of each of the combined signal, it should be greater than the threshold current for which you are applying. And so due to this condition, what we have a DC offset which is added to the MT, and that DC offset is theta j. Next, the subcarrier modulation technique is very less power efficient than that of the pulse modulation technique which we saw in the digital baseband modulation in the previous video. So, well, that was all regarding a small brief introduction regarding the subcarrier intensity modulation technique. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you got educated by watching this video, please do like, share, comment, and most importantly, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching this video.